Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. I'm coming back to you with another video, like I have promised. I'm writing out this energy to make sure I put out these videos, put out my creativity, and put out these offerings. But yeah. Today I'm going to talk about the awakening. You know, the call of the witch, the call of magic, the call of deity, or however anybody has came to this path. But the path of the witch is a very old, primordial path. It's the path of the gods, the path of the divine, the path that came before Christianity, or was more dominant in the past than Christianity, as some people will tell you. But my awakening was very difficult for me. Yes, it was because I came from Christianity over to, more spiritual side. Um, Going from Christianity to witchcraft, you do have your fears that have been implanted inside of you to keep you continuing the cycle. Excuse me. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. Um, it was very difficult for me. Breaking through these spiritual rift, changing up the whole book title and starting over off chapter one is a very frightening, difficult thing for me at that particular point in time. Because you literally have to break down all that you are, all that you have known. And at a young age, because I was probably 14, 15 years old, you really have to break down all that you have been taught. And for me, since I was already more of an outcast with me being gay and all that, and me trying to find my path in society, it came as a bit of a purge, like a banishing of sorts. And it was the great banishing. It was the most important one, or well, the first important one that I've ever done. And it was with me, like I said in another video where I started researching witchcraft and no Wicca, and then witchcraft, and then hoodoo, and all the other different paths and religions that have this magical occult based like atmosphere, this esoteric feel to it. But my awakening shook me to my core, breaking free of the fears of hell, of the devil, of heaven or death, period. It literally, over the past 7 to 8 to 9 years, it has forced me to come to terms and face all the things that I was afraid of. And for me, it was like going through shadow working. Like, that's how I came into this path, was literally shadow working through all my shit and being forced to deal with them. And how I started, me studying or me researching up Wicca, I really, really, really wanted to find my deities, my patron and my matron. And I think my first two deities was Apollo and Athena. And I worked with them for a little bit. I think I dedicated just 2 candles to them. And immediately, like somewhere within that first week, they came to me and said that I was not theirs. I did not belong to them, and that I belonged to another. I mean, even back then, I was listening to Divine with such synchronicity. And I think, it's like when I first started out, those type of experiences was more frequent, because I think for me I needed those type of powerful, those powerful expressions, so I can find the proof that I needed to keep moving forward. Because I was a very huge skeptic. I mean, I kind of believed in it, but I really didn't. I was waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting for literally the devil to pop up and to make a pact. Like I'm literally waiting for something supernatural to happen. But I found the supernatural things to come from places that have always been there. I just didn't recognize it because I was never taught to recognize it. But when you have voices or intuitions or feelings or expressions that tell you information or tell you to do certain things, or just those type of mind games that you have, that you can go through as a child, seeing ghosts or hearing voices, hearing your name being called, feeling like you shouldn't go into this room or you shouldn't go to the store at this particular hour, or whatever, whatever. Like I was really in tune with my intuitive side, even at that particular, at my awakening period. It was like a rush of energy that came to me. It's like as soon as I came to terms with it and accepted it and allowed my shields to go down for spirit to step in, was the moment that everything changed. But I let Athena and Apollo come into my life, and they told me, no, you are not ours. You do not belong to us. I do not belong to you. You know, they said that you are benevolent, and I asked them to show me the way. And literally, maybe a day or two, I found Thoth. I found Jehuti. And he is my spiritual father. I am a son of Jehuti. He has literally broken every chain, have destroyed every illusion that has ever been on me since I was a child. He has had me question all that I am, all that is, and I love him each and every day. For Jehuti to step in and to claim me like that, and to give me a purpose, to give me a reason of why my calling was so strong, and why him calling to me was so definite and so sound that other deities would not work with me until he started working with me. That was my confirmation. That was my moment where I started to believe more in the whole idea of magic and of witchcraft and of paganism and of whatever this life, this system, this matrix is. Um, Realizing that my ability to create the realities around me are my own. And if it's not a reality that I like, then it's because I have given that power over to other individuals to create for me. And for him to step in like that all those many years ago, I am forever changed, and I am forever grateful, because he has not only shown me who I am, what I am, more than just this, of the flesh, what I am in spirit, is a grand awakening. He has taught me so much, and I question everything, and he encourages for things to be questioned. He was the opposite of what people in Christianity, what Christians tell you that God is. You don't question God. But Jehudi wants you to question. He wants you to study. He wants you to find out things on your own. He wants you to ask as many times as you need until you find the answer that you're looking for. And for me, starting out on this path, like, hold on. Like, for me, it was hard for me to accept the fact that I'm turning away from God. Although Julie taught me also that I'm not turning away from God, because God, the the, the Christian God, is a deity of the old as well. Um, that can be for another video, but he taught me that the God that they worship is a God of the old, and the God that everybody would assume is God, divine. Well, divine is the gods as well. They are one and the same. Divine takes on these masks that humanity has created for it to manifest. Therefore, it comes in multiple forms. By me worshiping, well, I don't worship, but by me working with and honoring Jehuti, Sekhmet, or any of the deities that I work with, I'm honoring and I'm working with God. I'm honoring and working with divine. And even that in itself, like, I went through a serious, major shadow work, cleansing, purge, banishing. I went through a lot of different things. I literally had to reconstruct my mindset and find who I am in the reality that I put myself in, and that I create. So this video may not be 100% about the awakening. It's really about how I started and what I've probably found on the path while I started. But it is an awakening for me, in my own personal opinion, in my own words. And that's another thing. Like, he taught me about words and about how they can create and how they can destroy, how they can form and weave and web these webs, how they can weave these webs around us, and how they form and shape the reality that we are in today, in our own individual lives as well as the collective. And I have to work out still a lot of information that he has given me over the years, that he is still giving to me, because right now I've just came into contact with my spiritual mother. I can't give out that information, not yet anyway, probably not in the next couple of years, but I do believe that one day she's going to have me come out and start teaching her workings as well. But just the fact that how I started out with Jehuti, it's now time for me to start spreading some of the knowledge that he has given me and the mindset that he has taught me, I guess you can say, of how, well, the mindset that I've accumulated or structured myself through the teachings of Jehuti versus him giving me the mindset. But yeah, just stop. Like, I just, but I also wanted to talk about how the struggles of starting out on this path is that do not have any expectations of what you think magic is, because a lot of it is Hollywood. A lot of it is watered down. A lot of it is due to what's the word I'm trying to look for? Touristy type of magic, like New Orleans or something like that. There's magic in New Orleans, but there's a lot of touristy type, fluffy, light work type stuff that goes on in some of these places to where when you think about magic, you think about having some type of divine purpose. You think about the healing and all of these different types of things, but not really understanding what healing really means, how you can really start healing yourself and others. Um, just don't have any expectations. Let spirit guide you, your own spirit, by the way, your own spirit, not other people's spirits, but your spirit. Let your spirit guide you to wherever it is that you need to go through. Because sometimes you might need to go through hell just to come out on the other side. Or sometimes you might need to go through hell to get used to hell. So you can be able to live within hell. You use all your surroundings to move and make the realities that you want to make. And with that being said, it's also like getting into this community can be very tricky. You do have crazy people. You do have very serious, crazy ass fanatics that wants to be almighty, all powerful. That's also part of my awakening is meeting these people, being in awe because you're thinking that is real just because they say they practice some type of spiritual path, but just because you have the ability to weave the energies around you does not mean that you have wisdom. You might have a little bit of knowledge, but it doesn't mean that you have all the knowledge. Nobody has all the knowledge. We are forever learning, all of us. But I would like to sit there and say that all that fluffy shit, I mean, it's not fluffy to me because everything has a purpose. Everything and everyone. But just be mindful of all the I want to say romanticized version of the craft. You know, if anybody's coming on here thinking about starting out in witchcraft or Wicca or whatever, just question, study and question. Always have a mind of your own or trying to understand something. Don't just accept anybody's word as truth because everybody's going through their own truth to go up the mountain. Everybody has their own path up the mountain, but we still climb the same goddamn mountain. But just because I have to use motherfucking machetes to get through this thick ass forest versus how on the other side of the mountain motherfuckers have to use sorry for cussing. But on the other side of the mountain people might have to use, I don't know, snowboards or something because there's snow on the other side. It's just everybody has to work up with the tools that they have and that they possess to work their way up the mountain. What's on the top of the mountain? I don't know. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't know. I know that spirits walk, but they walk on a realm that is parallel to ours. Whether you want to call it fifth dimensional, sixth dimensional, whatever you want to sit there and call it, they walk on a different parallel realm. That is the rift that we talk about, especially on Halloween, or I think it's Imbolc for other people on the other hemisphere. That people like like in Australia, I think it's Imbolc or Beltane. That's different. Or well, it's different from ours because ours on this hemisphere in North America, it's Samhain, Samhain, Halloween, however you want to sit there and call it, to where the rifts are, you know, they become thinner. But there's just so much to learn, so much to learn. I got like 19 minutes. This is just so much to learn. My awakening was something that was very strong and very important, and it's something that I should document because for me, everybody starts out different, and for me, mine was just very, mine was very traumatizing, ish. I don't really want to use that word. That's probably not the best word to use, but it was very potent. I guess you can say it. You know, like it scarred me, but it scarred me in the best possible ways. Because I've changed, I have grown, I have learn to question and to understand on multiple different layers of why we live in the world that we live in. You know, this isn't all about just trying to learn how to get your man back, or how to stop him from cheating, or how to get money. It goes deeper into our purpose as a human race, as a human being, as spirits in these little meat suits that we like to call uh, mankind, Homo sapien. So I think I talk long enough. I think I'm gonna come back and start talking about Jehuti, aka Thoth, and I might have another one coming about shadow work, because that's very important when you first start off. You really need to dive deep into who you are, what you are, why you believe what you believe, where you're at, the people around you. You really need to start understanding everything around you before you can be able to try to manipulate what is around you to get what you want in your life. I found that, you know, you really gotta study how this fabric of what we like to call time is built, what's all in it, the components, and then you can learn how to start to manipulate it. And I think that that's something that's a lot of people really don't dive in deep. You know, they just want to get the boyfriend back or curse them because they left them or some shit. And for me, you know, I ain't saying I ain't never did a little something, but that's not all that I've done. That's not all that I learned, especially within the last 8 years. Damn sure ain't all that I learned within the last 8 years. So yeah, that was my awakening video. You know, the witch's call. However, whatever. I'm rambling. I feel like I've just been speaking nonsense for the past 22 minutes. When I looked at it, it was 22, so I'm gonna get the hell off. So you have a nice day, a nice night, and I will talk to you sometime later on. I'm probably gonna make 2 more videos, but y'all probably see me next week. So good night and bye bye.